Thank you for that introduction. Good morning, everyone. Good, those of you that are sitting in the back, standing in the back, there's a lot of room here. Feel free to come over, bring your coffee, have a bite. It's okay. You're not afraid of me, are you? Come on over. What a pleasure it is to welcome all of you to Toronto, especially the Minister, and to the Canada Builds Modular Summit. Whether you're traveling across the country or just across town, thank you for being here. And let me start by recognizing the Kismat Group and, of course, Jennifer for her many years of public service and now creating housing, and CMHC for bringing us together. They are the diamond sponsor, right? And a warm welcome to the many leaders in the room. There are, I see, municipal, I think we've emptied out half of our staff. They're here. Provincial, federal partners, private sectors, innovators, and champions of community housing movement. Yes, I am talking about you, trying to take a photo. Come and sit up here. Okay. Yeah, you're back there, okay. You folks represent a remarkable breadth of expertise, and that's exactly what we need now. The challenge before us is urgent and complex. We need to build more homes faster and make sure that some of those homes are homes that people can afford. So collaboration is the way to go. Last spring, a report co-authored by our now Prime Minister, Mark Carney, made clear that 4 out of 10 homes built today must be non-market housing if they are to remain affordable to ordinary Canadians. That's a tall challenge. It's high time the public sector gets back to building housing, because I'm older than most of you. I remember what we did in the 70s and 80s in Toronto. Back then we have City Homes, Metro Toronto Corporation, Housing Corporation. We built 32,000 units of mixed income homes by the city. Like, we didn't actually build it, but we were developing it. And then we stopped in the mid-90s, and then of course we have a housing crisis. Your city government, and I think your federal government, your city government is definitely back in the housing business. And we are so glad to see Build Canada Homes being launched as well. And one of my favorite person is actually heading it. So during a housing crisis, land, especially public land, is one of the most powerful tools we have to meet this moment. Land is expensive and increasingly scarce, and in too many places it's tied up in speculation. It's just sitting there. And I walk down, when I'm down at Kingsway and Bloor, I said, all these buildings, and nothing is happening to it. It's just being left unused. But when government made land available, when we treat it not as just something to sell, but as something to build on, we unlock real opportunity. We can set the terms. We can demand affordability. We can plan for complete communities with childcare, green space, and transit. Speaking about green space, isn't there a Joni Mitchell song about turning parking lots into parks? Sorry, I mean the other way. We're doing it the other way. We're turning parking lots into housing, right? Because it's right by a transit station. Why wouldn't we do that, right? We can make sure home that we build meets the needs of our people, like i.e. bigger units, many more, so a family can grow in there. So it's not just about the market, right? In Toronto, we've been leveraging city-owned land to build both market and non-market and affordable units. We established a housing development office. Is Hugh Clark somewhere here? No. To help get shovels in the ground, to speed things through. Because we have TCHC, we have Create TO, we have the Housing Secretariat. When I got in there, I was like, well, who's actually, I'm used to one person in charge, right? Who's actually managing that, all three? Well, they all looked at each other and said, well, why don't we close the door, bring everybody together, lock it, and say, okay, who among you are really coordinating it? That's how we got the Housing Development Office to help coordinate the Toronto Community Housing, which is the biggest landlord in North America, and sit on many, many pieces of land. And Create TO is amazing because they have taken bold steps to unlock our public land for housing. Let us coordinate all of that together and support each other through the development office, and it's working really well. Give you an example. Last week, I stood at 777 Victoria Park, formerly an underused parking lot for the subway station. Soon, that we were doing groundbreaking, there will be over 700 new rental homes, a third of them affordable. Exciting, exciting. And tomorrow, yes, I will be visiting another site that used to be a Toronto Water office, and it will soon have nearly 500 homes, yeah? Again, 30% of them affordable. These are just two of almost 100 city-owned sites that are either housing ready or may be unlocked for new housing. They're examples what the city can do, being innovative, collaborative, determined to deliver with speed and urgency. We cannot wait. So all across the city, we're getting more homes built faster, homes that people can afford. And in the last couple of years, I talk about complexity. We used to only just want single-family homes. We know that is really old thinking. So nearly 90% of Toronto has been rezoned to allow more housing types, multiplex, sixplexes, granny suites, mid-rise on Mountain Avenues, larger buildings on Major Street, and our latest, greater density, a lot greater density around Transit Hub. Just that alone is going to build 1.5 million homes, and it is coming to City Council in March, April. I'm going to take a deep breath, which, you know, we'll get it through. It would not be easy because it's quite different. Our approval process, once the slowest in North America, is 80% faster, okay? Especially if you're building non-market cooperative, because you don't have the kind of reserve to wait, you don't have the funding. We are making it faster. I think one of the co-ops just got their approval within a few months. What is done? Yes, it's done. We've cut red tape, streamlined permits, reducing, here's the dollar, over $400 million of development charges and taxes to help make things a bit more affordable. Because yes, we have financial problems, right? The market is tight. That is to build thousands of rental homes, and 2 out of 10 of them being affordable. We have provided grants, thanks to the federal government, but also city dollars, and loans and grants to support rapid building of cooperatives, land trust homes, and all of that, 25,000 new homes are being delivered this year and next, okay? That's building, and we're delivering it. But we can't do it alone. I'm just getting it ramped up for our next speaker. As proud as I am of these efforts, we know it's not enough. We cannot do this alone. Partnership with the federal government is critical, is essential. Through CMHC and federal programs, we can align land contributions with financial tools such as low-interest loans, reduction of development charges. We can assist nonprofit groups to get some funding to build or manage homes that people can afford. They could buy some of that. We can match municipal leadership with national ambition. We can build together. Toronto stands ready to work with Minister Robertson to show what is possible when cities and the federal government pull in the same direction. Toronto has always been a city of builders, of dreamers, of doers. Look behind, look at all the buildings here, of innovators. Remember the Kings? We have 99 buildings in 10 years. We can do this. We need more affordable and need some complete neighborhood area, but in the face of today's crisis, we are ready to lead again, not just for our city, but to show that for cities across Canada. So throughout the summit, you'll hear from people who are pushing boundaries, who refuse to accept the status quo. And my hope is that this is not just a day of discussion, but a moment of collective resolve. And we are saying, we're going to do this together. Because if we align our efforts, municipalities, federal government, private sector, the community housing sector, we can deliver housing at a scale that Canadians desperately need. And now, it is my pleasure to welcome someone who has been a long champion on housing, innovative housing. First as the Mayor of Vancouver, and now as Canada's Minister of Housing and Infrastructure, Minister Gregor Robertson. Let's welcome him.